Hi, I'm Polly Jean Harrison, and we are here at Money20 in Las Vegas. Would you like to introduce yourself for us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Bala Kumar. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Jumio. Jumio is all about all things identity. So when you think about your driver's licenses, passports, and the verification of those government-issued IDs, that's our core bread and butter. In addition to that, we have launched our orchestration platform that essentially provides end-to-end identity proofing that includes our core ID verification capabilities as part of that mix as well.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. How are you finding the event so far?
It's been amazing. I was here last year. The foot traffic is so much more this year than last year. And the conversations, the customers, opportunities, prospects, it's just been mind-blowing. It's great to be amidst people again after such a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So I'd love to know what's new with the Jumio KYX platform.
Yeah, as I mentioned, last Money 2020, we announced the launch of our no-code orchestration platform. Mm-hmm. This year, we have significantly enhanced the capabilities of the platform. And a big part of that is our acquisition of FourStop, a leader in the orchestration space last year. So last December, we acquired FourStop. And over the last several months, we've been focused on integrating all the goodness that FourStop brings into our KYX platform. So in our KYX platform, while we had no-code orchestration last year, we have now significantly added capabilities like email risk signal, a phone risk signal, a rules editor that a business user can themselves go in and tune, tweak, calibrate to their heart's content, and also a very visual, insightful dashboard that's very configurable from an end user's perspective. So they can decide what trends that they are interested in, how they want to surface those trends, who they want to surface those trends up for, so they can then decide what actions they need to take based on the trends that we are surfacing up for them.
Fantastic. And tell me more about the orchestration hub, the integrated orchestration hub.
When you think about the marketplace, especially the fraud landscape, there's several really good risk signals out there. Mm-hmm. The challenge is these are disparate risk signals, and companies, businesses, enterprises, they have to code to a dozen or so different vendors to be able to figure out what the risk is for a specific transaction. What this does is it takes their attention away from their core business. A bank is trying to issue loans. It's trying to get more credit cards out in the hands of people. And instead of doing that job effectively, they're turning around and trying to figure out how to fight fraud. And what we want to do with our orchestration hub is take that pain away from our customers, and we take care of all the heavy lifting that's related to fraud fighting. So our orchestration hub essentially connects to a bunch of these different risk signals, and we surface a single risk score back to our customers. So we give them a red, yellow, or green, and a decision saying, yep, allow this transaction through, or no, it's risky, and therefore you need to block it. So that's essentially the power of the orchestration hub. It takes the pain away from our end customers and makes the job of fraud fighting so much more simpler and easier for our enterprise customers.
Fantastic. And how do all these enhancements really benefit the business user?
One of the biggest capabilities that we launched yesterday here at Money 2020 is our self-service rules editor. Mm-hmm. What that allows our customers to do is to be able to go in and adjust rules in real time. One of my friends used to say, the barbarians are at the gate. Are you forging metal now? Or are you going to be responding to that threat in that instant? Right? And that's essentially, especially in the fraud landscape, fraudsters are constantly innovating. They're constantly finding new ways in which they can break into systems. And you do not have the luxury of time to go back to talk to your product and engineering teams and spend the next 6-9 months trying to figure out what product to build to fight those fraud attacks. You want to be able to respond in real time. And that's what our rules editor allows our customers to do. We've got a wide variety of risk signals. Each of those risk signals surface a bunch of rules that fire that are triggered whenever a transaction comes in. And then our business users can decide what rules they want to trigger and how much weight that rule needs to factor into the overall decision for that particular transaction. So it's a very configurable tool. It puts control in the hands of the business users so they can respond to those fraud threats instantly.
Fantastic. And how do Jumio's identity proofing solutions differ from your competition? What makes you unique?
To be fair, there are a lot of really good products out there in the marketplace. What makes us unique is our core ID verification capabilities. As I mentioned in my intro, Jumio is all about driver's licenses, passport verifications, global ID verifications, and we've been doing this for several years. We have seen well over 1 billion transactions at this point in time, and we have seen this across the globe. We support more than 5,000 document types, across 200 different countries. And we have seen ID documents coming in from across all these different places over the years, right? So this is not a theoretical exercise of trying to figure out what's the risk with a particular driver's license that shows up tomorrow. We've actually seen those driver's licenses, right? So given that we are the global leader in all things ID verification, customers have the benefit of leveraging that expertise that we have and that the rich insights that we have gathered over the last several years. And added to that, now you have this orchestration capability, right? And you have all these other risk signals as well. So we can now be at the front door when transactions are coming in. So we can tell you what the risk of that individual is, what's the risk of the phone number associated with that person, what's the risk of the email ID tied to the person, the device that they are using, and also the ID that they carry, right? Especially in this breached climate, our information is out there in the dark web, right? I guarantee that if you go look, they'll find your information, my information out there very easily. And fraudsters can get easy access to this, right? So when a transaction is being submitted, how do you know who's submitting the transaction? And the best way to figure that out is based on possession of a government issued ID. I'm sure we all traveled in here, right? We took a flight. We had to furnish a driver's license at check-in. You cannot get through TSA without surfacing your driver's license. That's the core of the solution that we offer, right? What government agencies trust is what we believe in as well and which we can support. So our orchestration solution is completely built around our core ID verification service that provides all these additional capabilities that essentially enables customers to code to just one platform and get a very robust fraud solution so they can actually go back and focus on their core business.
Amazing. And finally, where do you think the future of identity proofing is headed?
A big area of focus is going to be around friction reduction for end consumers, right? When you're trying to stop fraud, you're putting a lot of friction in the path of consumers, and good consumers start abandoning the process. So one of the best ways to go about figuring out whether the person that's coming through the door is a good person quickly or not is by establishing a graph view of transactions. So you can build a 360-degree view of individuals. And so as soon as they come in through the door, when you see the device, when you see that email ID, when you see a phone number, you're immediately able to go back and say, yeah, I know the association of that email or that phone or that device. That's essentially what we are building out. So that's where the market is going to go. Eventually, everyone's going to be trying to building out that 360-degree view. What's going to separate the good ones from the rest of the pack is the richness of the data sources that they have access to.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great to chat to you.
Absolutely, Polly. Thank you for having me on.